I'll be doing distributed commit. So commit operation, we are all aware of what is a commit operation. Okay. So commit is in terms of a transaction, and transaction is in terms of databases. So the commit that we have seen in our database course is only a commit. Okay. Now we have attached that word distributed. So instead of a database, now we have a distributed database. So I'm using a general word data store because when we come in distributed areas, so normally it will not be a true sense database. So I have used the word data store, but you can always say distributed database also. So now first we'll see what is the difference between commit and distributed commit, right? So commit, we are all aware of what is a commit operation. So you have a transaction start, then you have a number of operations. At the end, then you give a commit. So commit means I want atomicity. Either all the operations are executed or none of it is executed, right? So where is the problem? The problem is if any of the operations in between doesn't fall through, then you do a rollback or an abort transaction. But now if I'm talking of distributed commit, that means there is a distributed database, then there is a distributed transaction which needs to be committed. Okay. So as soon as you have from a single node database, you go to a distributed system. So now the transaction that was taking place earlier on one node only is now taking place at multiple nodes. So what does that mean? If a transaction has 5 operations, okay, some of them are taking place at one node, some of them may be taking place at some other node. Okay, so operations are not duplicated, they are distributed. So, right. So operation 1, operation 2, operation 3, we have 3 operations, they together form a transaction. One of them is taking place at one node, other 2 are taking place at some other node. So together they are making a distributed transaction. Now at the end of the transaction, you want to do a commit or abort. So who makes the decision whether it should be committed or aborted? That is the reliability issue. Why it is a reliability issue? Because the operation is taking place in multiple places. So if one of the nodes has crashed in between, okay, their database has crashed, their power failure is gone, they are not receiving communication, any kind of failure. Other one has completed its operation 1 and 2, but third is not completed. So that means the transaction as a whole has not completed. So how do we come to know at one location whether other location has completed or not? So that is the issue in distributed environment, right? So we already saw that now you have failure, which is either a partial failure or a total failure. So in here we have partial failures. Okay, so my transaction is okay for a minimum distributed between 2 nodes. One of them has failed, so it is a partial failure. The other node is still going on. So if it is still going on, then it doesn't know whether to commit or to abort. So let's say before coming here, so we have this transaction of transferring $1,000 from A. I have A's total is 3,000 and it has to go to B, which has 2,000. So my transfer should either happen or not at all. Okay, that is the meaning of transaction. So there needs to be a transaction coordinator which will see whether the transaction is taken place at both A and B. Okay, transaction has 2 parts, debit at A maybe and credit at B maybe. So not only debit at A, but also credit at B. If both of them are done, then that means my $1,000 have been transferred. Okay, so if you see this diagram, so client starts, A's account is okay debited by 1,000. At the same time, B's account is credited with 1,000, and then the transaction is done. So this is the transaction coordinator. Now, what all can go wrong here? Okay, what can be the failure situations? A's account could not have been debited by 1,000 because maybe A did not have money. B's account had to be credited, but there is no B's account. Third, B has crashed. Fourth, coordinator crashes. So multiple examples of failures that may take place. So if you see, if there is a failure at A, how does transaction coordinator come to know? If there is a failure at B, how does the transaction coordinator come to know? If there is a failure at the transaction coordinator, how does bank A and bank B come to know? So multiple sites at which the transaction is taking place, and decision of commit has to be one decision. Okay, there are not multiple decisions, one decisions. If all operations are done, then this done operation will be a commit operation. If either of these are not done, A minus 1000 or B plus 1000, then this will be an abort operation. Ask any question if you have till now. Is this clear till now? Okay.
Yes,
So first, my A and B were on a single node. Now my A and B are at different nodes. So operation of A minus 1000 it is taking place at one node. B plus 1000 is taking place at second node. Because they are at different nodes, they need some kind of coordination between them to complete this transaction. Okay, this is the meaning of a distributed transaction. Now, okay, so another way in which it has been shown. So this is a client which says open transaction. Now here there are not two, there are three nodes. So it has asked three participants. So all those nodes which are participating in the transaction, they are called participant nodes. Okay, so A, there is a withdraw operation. B, there is a withdraw option. C, there is a deposit. Then there is another participant here, D, which is depositing 3. So this is a distributed banking transaction. So now what are the properties of commit protocols? So commit protocol means a protocol using which we will be able to commit a distributed transaction. Okay, so there are simple conditions, some simple properties. So we'll go through them one by one. First of all is we want that when the transaction is terminated, the decision should be consistent. So what is a termination decision? The termination decision is either a commit, or if any of the sites has failed, then it is a abort. Okay. So just like previous transaction on a single node system, a transaction can end either with a commit or with a abort. So consistent termination implies all sites means the nodes on which the transaction, some operation is taking place, all sites that reach a decision reach the same one. So all the ones which have decided that it is a commit should decide on commit, or either all of them should decide on abort. Second, the decision should be irrevocable. That means if I have decided to commit, it will always be commit. Once committed, cannot be rolled back. And if I have aborted a transaction, then I cannot make later on commit it. Then I should have unanimous consent. That means before anyone commits, then there should be a unanimous decision. Everybody must agree. Who's everybody? All the nodes on which some operation of the transaction is going on. But if we'll see that if one of them decides to abort, then they can decide on their own. Okay. So why is that? Because if there is a crash at one of the node, it aborts, it has to abort. So it cannot wait for others. So, but if I am deciding to commit, I have to take a unanimous decision. I have to take consent of all the other nodes. Okay. Then there are some trivial decisions. That means if there is no failure, all sides have voted a yes. Voted a yes means they all say we want to commit, then the decision has to be commit. So it is trivial that if all of the sites have finished their operations, then our decision cannot be abort. Okay, because if everybody has completed their operation, then the decision has to be commit. Okay, in case of failure, if even there is one failure, all the sites will have to abort. Okay, even if one of the nodes fails. Then if failures can be tolerated, all sides should eventually reach a decision in some finite time. You cannot wait infinitely to make a decision. Okay, so they have to reach a decision within a finite time. Okay, so these are the properties which we are looking for our commit protocol. If anything is, if there's any doubt, you want to ask something? Okay, so by this time we should understand a distributed transaction means a transaction which is a group of operations, and operations may be executing at sites which are different from each other. Okay, so within a transaction, some operations may be taking place at one site, some may be taking place at another site, but we have to reach to one decision because it is one transaction. So either all or none. Okay, then these are the properties that we are looking for in our commit protocol. All right, so should I continue with the commit protocols? Okay, so even today I have just 38 participants. Huh? One of them must be me, myself. Okay. So I'll leave this here. So we have multiple commit protocols. The most simple one is a one-phase commit protocol. So this I'm giving because you need to understand how the things are working, but obviously this does not work. So one phase means one set of operations which are used to form the commit operation. So one of the sites is designated as the coordinator. Site, now I hope everybody is clear. Site just means my transaction is taking place at multiple sites. There are multiple nodes. Any one of them is designated as the coordinator. How that is designated as a coordinator? So we have seen some election protocols. So any algorithm can be used to select one of the sites as a coordinator. Now, one phase means only one round of messages. So the coordinator tells all the other processes whether or not to locally perform the operation in question. That means whether to commit or not to commit. Okay. So there is one coordinator. Coordinator has told everyone commit or not commit. So this scheme, okay, the first one phase protocol will work if there is no failure, and you can say decide that okay, this transaction should take that much time to execute. So after that the coordinator says okay, everybody commit or everybody roll back. But actual practical systems will have failures, so you cannot assume that all sites will have completed their operations. So that is why this scheme is not fault tolerant. Okay, so the coordinator has told site A commit. Site A had done its things, so it commits. The same message is given to site B, but site B was not able to do its operation because of some failure. So what does site B do? As soon as it fails, automatically the transaction is aborted. But the coordinator has told A to commit, but B cannot commit. So there is inconsistency in the system. That is why this scheme is not fault tolerant. Okay, fault tolerant means something which can work even in the presence of faults. So this will work only if there is no fault, no failure. There is no failure, so we are assuming everything is perfect. So the coordinator can just say okay, commit now. So but this won't work because some of them may not have been able to complete their task. So that is why this is not fault tolerant. So that is why this will not be used. All right. Why have I told you this? Just to give you an idea that there will be some phases, some communication between the coordinator and the processes. Question? Anybody wants to say something? Are we clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now, from this simple idea, we can come to maybe we can see that there is a need for the coordinator to ask the other processes whether they can commit or not. Okay, what is the problem here? That this is one directional. Coordinator is telling all the other processes commit. Okay, but it has not asked for their completion, whether you have been able to complete or you have not been able to complete. That is why this is not fault tolerant. So our next protocol, which is the one which is actually used in many banking protocols, this is your two-phase commit protocol. Okay, so two-phase, that means there will be two rounds of communication for reaching the commit decision, right? So